Hello, dear friends. I really am happy today that I have this wonderful guest that we get to speak to, Alena Huberova. And Alena is a trainer, a speaker, an international, let's say a global mind, a founder of She Leads, which is an online program for female managers and executives that aims to build self-confidence and for them to find their voice and lead in an authentic way. Alena's mission is to help women to become inspiring leaders, both powerful and feminine. And once I heard that, this is why I wanted all of you, whether you're female or male, to get this message and get Alena to share her story, because being powerful often sounds like being masculine. It sounds like a high performer needs masculine energy, whether you're female or male, to succeed. And what I want to do today, and what I'm hoping that you will reflect on, is to challenge that mindset. How can you actually, even if you're a male, start using a little bit more about the feminine side of yourself, or a feminine trait, to balance your leadership and hopefully make it even more powerful? And I'm seeing it more as of a yin and yang approach, that you need both. If we talk about the systems approach that I often like to refer to in Saga Performance, it's also about having the right pieces of the puzzle, even in hormonal level, the testosterone and the estrogen, both in females and males, to have that balanced in one's body. That's when you can succeed in performance and life. But now over to Alena. Hi, Alena. So nice for you to join us. How are you doing?
Hi, Satu. Oh, it's a pleasure. By the way, I just noticed that my internet is unstable. So if I'm breaking, just let me know and I'll try to reset. Okay,
no worries.
Thank you, Satu. It's a real pleasure to be here with you.
Great. Let's start with your story. I know that this is how you also started working with the topic, because you went through a journey yourself with your leadership and performance. So share us a little bit, a short version of it. What happened?
Yes, short version of it. And just cut me, because I could be talking about this for well, Satu, I do have a corporate background. I was always working for international multinationals, how does that sound?
Yeah.
I decided to leave my corporate life about 10 years ago. And since then, I started my business, and I actually started different kind of activities before I got to where I am today. And amongst these activities I started with a health portal to help people to live a more healthy, balanced life. Then I moved over to the sector of beauty, and then I moved over to training. I mean, training is something that I used to do quite a lot in my corporate life. I was training salespeople on how to sell big IT infrastructures to airlines.
Wow, impressive.
Yes, I mean, I can't believe that's been ages ago. And so in my entrepreneurship activities, I also started to train people, but this time entrepreneurs, on how to sell their products and services. And I also started to work with a lot of startups, basically helping them to get the company off the ground, to get investment. So believe it or not, I was working primarily with men. Yeah, and that suited me just fine. And I was in this environment for years and years, working primarily with men, and I absolutely loved it. And then many things have happened in my life. I've faced my own personal crisis, I have to tell you. And it was actually a sequence of events that led me to realize that I spent my life living from the masculine energy. And actually, I have a little anecdotal story that I can share quickly.
Yeah.
This happened maybe 5 years ago. At that time, I was living in Madrid, and I already had my own business. And I was sitting at a restaurant together with a couple of my friends, and they were all president, VP, or a director level. So we had a high power table. And one of our friends brought a friend from Canada who we've never met before. And this friend happened to be a psychologist, and she worked with women on what she said was the art of being a woman. And of course, you know, all of us, yeah, I know, they were like, what do you mean? I mean, we're all women. What do you mean being a woman? And she started to dive into this issue of the masculine and feminine energy. And she was telling us the way she was working with women and where the troubles were. And then she said, okay, ladies, enough talking, enough theory. Let's try. Let's try for a moment to step into our feminine energy and see how it feels like. And we are like, well, okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
We are the high achievers. Surely we can learn.
Yeah.
And she stood up and she said, okay, I'm going to now embody the female energy. And she started to walk across the room in her female energy. And we saw her and our jaws dropped. We were like, oh my God, because she was moving slow and with a lot of grace. And she was looking around the room and she was engaging in eye contact with the people. She was just this amazing woman.
Wow.
And we thought, oh my goodness. So she came back to the table and then she asked us to step into our female energy and, you know, just try it. And we all gave it a go. And it was a complete disaster, Satu, because, you know, when I stood up, of course, I stepped and I walked across the room, like super focused with the direction clear. And that was not what that exercise was about. It was such a beautiful moment in which I realized, oh my God, seeing myself and seeing my friends, how we all performed, you know, with our focused, a lot of energy, being super fast, super efficient. I really realized how through my work even and through my upbringing, how I was completely disconnected from the female energy, from the feminine energy. And later on, I really started to be interested in this masculine and feminine stuff. And why is it we women suffer so much when we live our life and when we are in our business rooted primarily from the masculine, completely suppressing or disconnecting from the feminine? So it was a major impulse for change, and it took me some time to realize, and it took me some time to, you know, get myself up to date and study and do courses and read a lot, and start to really embrace the feminine part of me. I know very well how to step into my masculine, but I had to learn how to connect with the feminine. And this is something that many of my female clients have to learn.
Yeah.
Because think about it, Satu. I mean, you've got your own business as well.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you have spent some time in the corporate environment. And we're running the business. What is it we do every single day? We are making stuff happen.
Yeah,
we have
absolutely.
goals. We have our action plans. We are focused. We have ambition. We are driven. We are moving stuff forward.
Yeah.
And that is the masculine energy.
Yeah, and this must be the same for female and male. So even a male high performing executive is doing the exact same. They are performing, they are delivering, and they're being efficient. But not necessarily does it harm the male that much that it might harm a woman if you would be just stuck in that male energy, I guess.
Yeah.
But what would be then, if we turn it around, may there also be benefits for males, for men, to adapt or adjust their energies between? Could they also get some feminine energy to their lives?
Absolutely, Satu. I mean, let's not forget that I think you mentioned that at the beginning, each one of us, we have both sides. Whether we're a woman, man, we have the feminine and we have the masculine. And depending on the situation or on the different context, we need to learn how to tap into either the masculine or the feminine. Now, in the business environment, it is true that if we're in the leadership position, we typically tap into the masculine because we need to make stuff happen, and it requires this forceful energy. Yeah. But unfortunately, we have completely forgotten about the benefits of the feminine. So if we women or we men step into the feminine, it can bring tremendous benefits to the companies or to our businesses. Because there is power in the feminine. There is absolute power in the feminine. And also what you said, Satu, is so important. For us women, if we stay in the masculine for far too long, it is actually detrimental to our leadership and primarily to us.
Yes.
To us as women, to our health, to our physical and mental well-being.
Exactly.
So,
so
for men, it's not such a big problem, but for us, women, it's absolutely primordial that we learn to be fully connected with the feminine as well.
Indeed.
But yes, what you said is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Male leader, they need to also tap or know how to tap into their feminine energy.
Very interesting.
In the corporations today.
Yeah. So we only have a few minutes left. So let's go to concrete steps. If one wants to get started, whether female or male, how do you embark this journey? What's the first step to do?
How do you embark this journey? It's a long journey, but yes, it needs to start somewhere. So first, we need to accept that, yes, there are two sides to us. We need to accept that and recognize that. Because some people, they don't want to accept it.
Right.
The women, I have a lot of female friends who also, they only want to stay in the feminine the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
That women, they can't pretend to really make it career-wise. It's impossible unless you're able to step into the masculine. And for guys, the same. If they're in the leadership positions, they need to. But anyway, so how to? First, recognizing it. And second, so, it's good to identify what is the energy that you are spending most of your time in, whether it is the masculine or the feminine.
Yeah.
And then in your spare time, try to cultivate the other side. So for instance, men in positions of power, well, I will also give you tips on how to bring the feminine into the workplace. That is very important. But even if you really have this day full of high-stake meetings and you really need to be in the masculine, when you come back home, you disconnect and you dive into the feminine. The feminine, Satu, is all about rhythm. If I was to express it by my body, it's flowing. It's rhythmic. It's kind of, hey, there's an obstacle. Never mind. I'm going to find a way to flow through it. It's having no plans. It's paying attention about what is happening. It's to perceive with all your senses. So, for instance, walks in nature. When you don't have a
Yeah,
plan,
yeah.
you don't have a direction, and you just perceive
Mm.
that not having a plan, that's a very important word.
Oh.
Also, people can start, if they need to step into the feminine, they can start being engaged in activities that are creative. Anything to do with music, with art. So going to concerts, going to museums, just admiring the art, or engage yourself in arty activities. Yeah,
Okay.
your own stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess you're probably interested in how to bring it into the workplace, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Important. Look, the feminine energy, not only it's flowing, but it's loving, it's caring, it's nurturing, it's compassionate, it's this energy that focuses on people. So if you want to step into your feminine in the workplace, you have what we call the relationship intelligence. You connect with people, you listen to what they have to say. So if you're a leader and you are in meetings, you give people the chance and space to freely express themselves, their opinions. You listen carefully, you ask them for feedback, and you take it all into consideration for your decision making. You listen to people and you pay attention about who they are. You pay attention about what they're good at, because the feminine energy is able to recognize the potential in people and to cultivate it. Now,
This is so fascinating.
I know.
Fantastic. Yeah. And we could go so deep into the topic. And really, I can see like how could one start through self-reflection, start developing and really start opening up to, well, a new you basically, and become not just a better leader in your role at the office, but actually a better, more balanced, a healthier human being, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it is so important. The balance in everything is very important, and you know that very well yourself, because you know you work with high achievers and you also help them to reach a certain balance.
Absolutely. I would love to deep dive into some of the areas maybe another time. But for now, I think we want to give people something to reflect on and get inspired and hopefully get a little bit hungry on learning more as well. So if they would like to find more information or actually get in touch with you, how should they do that?
Okay, so I've got my website. We can put a link below, and then I'm using all the major social media, so Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So links, and people can find a lot of resources, free resources on my website. So I absolutely encourage them to go there and see more about the feminine and the masculine. It really is it can be life-changing if you dive into it and try to practice it in you.
I totally believe that. And I've seen your website, you have so many interesting videos out there as well on YouTube. So definitely recommend everyone to go and have a look and listen. So Alena, this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for, let's say, inspiring and sharing the knowledge that you have and the experiences that you have firsthand, because you've gone through the journey yourself and then started working with it. So really big thanks. And I look forward to speaking with you more about this very soon.
Thank you, Satu. Thank you.
Bye-bye.